Welcome back, guys. In this video I'm going to talk about trends and how they influence the functioning of our modern world. And why do you see that most people are not honest with themselves, yet the modern world seems very beautiful. Every single individual, except 1 or 200 in a million, the rest of the people, they just follow the desires and the wills of the other. So trends have existed since the emergence of the internet, but the biggest trend they spread with a specific application. And you know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's TikTok. Thanks to this application, every piece of the internet content can be found so quickly, and due to the algorithm it can spread so quickly. For example, random dances and random ice bucket challenges, some shit, but mainly random dances, they just spread like lightning fast. And when these videos appeared, so many meaningless people gained hundreds of millions of views for these dancing videos. And that was the point when I truly started to thinking about the direction of this world. When we talk about the trends, we can see positive and also negative trends. But the truth is, if you follow the trends, you are just a basic robot like everybody else. When Andrew Tate suddenly took over TikTok, you could literally only see him for days. Suddenly, masculinity became a huge trend. Before that, nobody was a masculine figure. Masculinity was not a trend. But because of the Tate brothers, it became a huge trend. And we started talking about the gym and all these masculine topics, you know what the society considers masculine. Suddenly everyone became a big gym fan. Everyone wanted to go to the gym. Everyone wanted to be like these specific role models. The people who started working out because of the influence of the Tate brothers or role models like them, deep down they feel that they are not honest with themselves. They really don't want to go to the gym. They're just followers of this big trend wave. As I mentioned, people are just follow the trends. When the trend ends, people suddenly switch and move in the exact opposite direction, and the next trend comes, and they always trying to fit into the different groups. Let's take any trend, let's say gym. A year ago, as I said, everyone started to go into the gym because this was a huge trend wave. I think this trend wave drastically declined. These people who go to the gym now, in 5 years time, they will go out again and start drinking with the friends. They don't have the huge desire, the ruthless will in themselves. I think every single man has that. Somebody may like music, like how I feel when I go to the gym. You have that inner desire, and because you follow the trends, you will never get inner desire. It's all about to be authentic to yourself. Those who do not follow the trends and do not pay attention to this nonsense, they will continue their passion. It can be anything. It literally can be everything. It can be gym, music, every type of shit but you can imagine. If you don't have that, you have no chance. But if you find your inner desire, I guarantee you that 35 years old man will find that inner desire, will not there because of the fucking trends, and will have that inner desire. They will going to the gym to the rest of their life. And there's a very important lesson in my life that I managed to learn, I think very early, and that's that not following unnecessary things in life. And because of this, I managed to save a lot of money and energy. I will give you a few examples what I'm thinking about. When I was 12 years old, many kids try, cigarette and smoking. Drinking was also a very big trend, if I can say this. It was cool if you consume that shit because you was far more under 18. So when this little trend tried to influence me, I was like, fuck me. If I will consume this shit, I will not just destroy my body, but I will be influenced by the wills of the others. and I don't want that shit. I want to be authentic to myself. So I I saw that just by following the trends, you can fuck up so early in life. So even at such a young age, I saw the traps of the world, and I was a big loser at the time. But I was managed to logically avoid such things. And another thing is clothes. Let's take the Nike clothes and sneakers, for example. Years ago, it was a shame if you didn't have that Nike sneaker or that Nike hoodie or shit like that. You know, because that was the trend. Every motherfucker wear Nike on the social media. But bro, I'm not a genius, but I was 13, 14 years old. I was like, why the fuck these motherfuckers follow these type of trends, and they spend a fuck ton of money and they didn't even benefit from those things. I just didn't saw the point of view of all these people. I just think about Nike is a very smart company, you know. They know how to brand everything. They have such a good Nike marketing management. They know how to start the trend wave. My goal is to not be a trend wave follower. Do not follow meaningless trends. Because if you start to follow these things, as I said, you will not just waste a lot of energy, but you will also waste money and time. I think I just used my rational part of my brain. When I saw that people just bought shoes and the shoes cost more than their 3 months paycheck, I was like, what the fuck? At that point I realized you need to have that rational mind. And it was also an interesting lesson that I learned. My mentor told me that when you became rich, you realize that low quality people care about the brand of your shoes more and the expensive clothes you wear. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Actually, I don't say that high quality people doesn't care, but low quality people is actually attached with these things, like the expensive shoe and these things. In the early age, you didn't need that shit. If you can afford it, you're a multi-millionaire. Fair enough, you need that shit. But if you don't have the money, you need to put in the work. You need to put that money into your business. You can waste 3k on a fucking shoe. Nobody will care. Well, of course, as I said, low quality people will go to you and say, "Oh my god, man, how can you manage the shit? You get that shoes or shit like that." But the real high quality people, they will never care because that's not the important thing in life. Like the real top dogs, they literally wear one type of clothes, but they have hundreds of that only type of clothes. For example, 100 same t-shirt, just the basic white t-shirt, 100 unit, because they don't care too much, because it's mental waste to them. And if you just buy these clothes and these things just for the sympathy of the other people, you are nothing more than just simple average people. My biggest advice is just always look around. Like, observe those masculine influencers who constantly follow trends on TikTok. And in this case, I don't speak about Tate Brothers, but you can find so many people who talk about different type of shit. But do you think they're really doing the thing because they love doing that shit? Because that's their true core inner drive? No. They always change their mindset, their desires and these things. But they are not masculine men, because the masculine energy and masculine men remains unchanged. The real men don't change instantly. They're constantly authentic to themselves and they don't lie to themselves. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to new things, something like that, and that's not masculine. No, I don't say this. But what is masculinity really means is just being honest with yourself and not just constantly try to fit in. So many people waste their whole life try to fit in, and when they fit in a different type of circle, they will realize, oh, my real place is not there. But they try to fit so many different type of groups. In the end of the journey, because of trying to fit in, they waste their whole life. If you can go on your own, if you need to go on your own, just do that. Because that's authentic. Being honest and sticking to your own goals is a relentless process. Because you have to learn that exist alone in this world is a painful process. This is like self-improvement. When you have to leave behind the friends who only drag you down and the lonely path begins. For years, only a few can cope with that. And when you reach a certain level, you start to meeting top level people who are the same level as you. And you have to constantly repeat this thing when you climb up the ladder. I could compare this to a process like mountain climbing. When you start climbing the mountain, there are many people around you, just visualize it. Everyone talks about how great it will be when you reach the top. You start climbing the mountain, and the first resting point, you look around and you notice that half of the people have been already given up, even though you are not even close to the snow line. You start again, and after the snow line, you just look around and a few left. You reach the final phase, when every steps feel like a million steps, and the air and the oxygen is so rare, you couldn't even breathe, and you just slowly see the top of the mountain, and only a few people standing there. And those people didn't the people who come with you. Those people are the top motherfuckers who didn't follow the trend. Because the trend is a meaningless thing. Trend will always change, world is always change. But your inner core desires what you want, what you need, what you being created in this world for the mission, what you need to accomplish. You can't reach the top. Didn't want to sacrifice anything for it. Many people wanting to be rich when the difficult part comes, they quit. And those people who didn't want to really become rich, they just follow the authenticity, the authentic things. They drive to it. They're willing to sacrifice anything to it. And then they will become rich and they will become successful because they wanted the thing. And always remember, the person who wants to sacrifice anything in life, who find the core and just ruthlessly try to achieve that goal, that man gonna be the winner in the end of the race.